Za CD ekskluzivno, ali ono baš ekskluzivno govori Allan Lichtman, profesor historije na Američkom univerzitetu u Vašingtonu. On je prosto, poštovani gledalci, neuhvatljiv za svjetske medije, ali ne i za Face našeg Esmira Milevića. Jedna je od najtraženijih osoba na svijetu. Lichtman je na osnovu historijskih podataka i analiza izbora od 1860. do 1981. godine utvrdio sistem 13 tačaka za ulazak u Bijelu kuću pod nazivom Ključeve Bijele kuće. Tvrdi da se u američkim izborima nije promijenilo ništa od Abrahama Lincolna do danas, bez obzira na svu silnu tehnologiju ili na svakodnevna politička dešavanja ili medije. Kaže da ovo nema ništa sa Trumpom ili Hillary ili nekim trećim, nego načinom na koji razmišljaju birači, odnosno šta je partija na vlasti uradila i trebali im dati novi mandat. CIA koristi njegov model za predskazivanje izbora u drugim zemljama širom svijeta. Već 20 godina to CIA radi. Nedavno je izdao knjigu u kojoj tvrdi da će onog trenutka kada republikanci skontaju da im je Trump teret, jednostavno ga smijeniti i da imaju načine za to, a i da ima i previše tereta koji je donio sa sobom u Bijelu kuću. Dakle, ekskluzivno, ali kratko u CD-u večeras, a sutra navečer u Bosanskom vjesniku opširnije.
Professor, you have your own system called the keys to the White House. Can you explain in a short for our public here in Bosnia what's the basis for your predictions model for US presidential elections?
Yes, my model has been correct for over 30 years, since 1984. My system is a checklist to determine whether or not the party in power is going to be given another term by the American voters. And using that system, I was able to correctly predict against all odds the 2016 win by Donald Trump, because I could see what the problems of the Democrats really were. They took a pasting in the midterm elections. The Obama administration didn't follow the Affordable Care Act with a comparable triumph in domestic policy in the second term. It didn't follow up the killing of bin Laden with a comparable big splash in foreign policy. So this had nothing to do with Hillary Clinton, nothing to do with Donald Trump, had everything to do with the fact that voters were ready for a change.
Professor, can we say that it is really easy to predict a new president in a presidential election despite all this modern technology which we have at our disposal today when it comes to historical patterns of presidential elections?
You're absolutely correct. The same forces that drove the election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860 drove the election of Donald Trump in 2016. Despite all the changes in the American electorate, the economy, our society, and of course the technology of elections.
You have just published a book called The Case for Impeachment, and you're laid out in 8 ways how the President Trump could be removed from the office. Can you explain to our viewers what is the base for your book and how you see that the president could be removed from office?
I wrote this book because I believe that people should be worried about the preservation of the American Constitution, American liberties, and peace around the world under President Donald Trump. Trump has a long time history of lying, and that continued through the campaign, through the period after the election, and even during his presidency. He has a history of flouting the law, of ignoring conflicts of interest. And of course, there are investigations going on about possible collusion between the Trump team and Russia's reprehensible attack on American democracy. Impeachment will only occur if the American people demand it.
Did you ever try to predict any other election outside of the United States, for example, as a Germany, France, or even here in Balkans, in Bosnia maybe?
I'll tell you a funny story. Many, many years ago, maybe 20 years ago, I got a call from a woman who said, "We're very interested in your prediction system. We'd like you to come and talk about the possibility of predicting foreign elections." I said, "Fine, what's your group?" She said, "Oh, just come down to Langley, Virginia." Of course, it was the CIA I gave a talk to the CIA about how you could predict foreign elections. Never heard from them again. So for all I know, the CIA has used my model all over the world. But I haven't, because I don't know enough about the history and politics of foreign nations to apply it. But I get requests, not just in the CIA, I get requests all the time to apply my model to other nations. And I say, anyone who's an expert in Bosnian politics, feel free to use my model.